Yeah.
So we have to actually get out there and solve their issues or mitigate the issues to where it's comparable for them to continue to live and survive. So one thing that I like about you running for city marshal is being in court. We see
More often, and he found my wife and told my wife, "Hey, get and what was finna happen in my life." He brought me in, and I was started at the door as door security for the court. Got a chance to meet different people, people who had made some bad decisions in life from hanging out with other people. How not to judge people for the circumstance or situation that they're in, and how to love people where they are and try to help them get there from the door. Found out how I can speak and still be who I am and help someone else find life and hope in what they're going through. Through that, the marshal promoted me. I was civil service. I started serving people. So I started learning people from, again, making decisions of not holding true to their obligations. I want to say it in such a better way. And was able to mentor, minister to people who have fallen short on their obligations without just being a cruel guy saying, and beating people up because they're short on their obligations, built relationships through that. Marshall also promoted me in the warrant division, and so we went through and we had to apprehend people for not showing up to court. That was a hard job. That and evicting people, I think, was the hardest job. Well, the guys didn't allow me to go in the house after a while because when I would go into the house, it would cause a chaos. Because when the other guys go in, we want Pastor Shelvin. People would want to walk out with Pastor Shelvin. They want to talk to Pastor Shelvin. And so they were like, hey, we can't have him on the scene because people won't listen to us.
let me stop you first. So with you, they were able to walk out with dignity.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with law enforcement, that's not what you're taught. You're not taught dignity.
Yeah.
Right.
You're taught to go in and do the job and be done with it.
done.
But you can't do that. And that's what I like about when you and I speak. It's all about people, right? And you're right. Just because they're in this circumstance doesn't mean that they lose their dignity.
Right.
So, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but
No,
that's stuck in my mind because you and I are on the same page when it comes to people and their understanding. We're there for.
Went down the wrong road and made a mistake. What you think your office can?
And being proactive. We have a great plan. You guys will be unfolding it real soon. Folding our plan. We want to be I've done has accepted me as P. Shelvin. Am Opelousas' son, and the youth has embraced me. We coached in the city of Opelousas for over 20 years, youth football, travel league basketball. We didn't pick the best of the kids. We target kids who struggled financially and with troubled neighborhood. We took kids that had no hope of leaving Opelousas or couldn't see themselves leaving Opelousas and traveled Las Vegas, Atlanta, Georgia, Memphis, Tennessee, Kentucky, Orlando, Florida, Pensacola. Took them outside of the area of Opelousas to give them hope. And right now, I'm still mentoring three young men that is in professional football.
Okay.
One, you guys, my wife is a part of the foundation, Mr. Keon Coleman, Mr. Colin. He calls me before his games. Hey, Coach, pray for me. Give me the word. When he's going down, we have another kid, Carlin Vigors. He went on Facebook. He's like, this is the man for the job. These kids, Colin was telling me just a few weeks ago, after I announced, he said, Coach, you didn't know. He called me Onk. He said, Onk, you didn't know. He said, but before you took me on your team, I was arrested for and was placed on house arrest. He said, I was at a point of making bad decisions, and you came into my life, and now look where I am.
will you take the marshal's office in the school, because over here we got the DARE program.
Yes, sir.
Will you do that in St. Landry Parish?
Most definitely. We have a plan to. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna respect the Opelousas Police Department's territories, and we want to work in junction, hand in hand with the Opelousas Police Department, whoever their leader is. The positive, the great talents, and the great young people of Opelousas, so they can be our leaders.
Yes,
I'm a firm believer in pouring into our youth because I'm just a trendsetter for someone falling behind me to keep the ball rolling. We're not going to reinvent the wheel. We just want to roll it and roll it in the right direction.
Well, we feeling our young youth because we allowing them to watch so much, to see so much negative things. Even as parents don't have control of the home anymore. The child has control, and hey man, back in the days, it was the parents ran the house.
Yeah.
Okay, and the parents had to know where we were, what we watched. We had a certain time we had to be in. Nowadays, with the phones, a lot of the kids just going on their own and looking at all the negative stuff, that's on that phone, which is nothing but garbage and foolishness. And that's how a lot of them fall in trouble.
Oscar, I think that came about by way of relationship.
Yeah.
Relationship, being connected.
Yeah.
You have to have a connection. And even when they venture off into the negative, they'll have the balance of knowing right and wrong.
That's right.
And what's the consequences of choosing wrong, and what's the rewards of choosing right. And you need somebody in their life that will not prejudge them on bad decisions or their appearance or even their crowds. A few years ago, I started working in the city or the town of Washington as the assistant chief, and man, it was something serious. And I was the only one out there at one point where gun fires was going off. It was shooting. I'm like, I'm out here by myself. But I got there and didn't apprehend the guys. I did, but through my time, I started realizing who it was. My target was not to take them to jail,
but to educate them.
Educate them, love them, embrace them. I didn't know them when I got there, but when I left Washington, I was Uncle Easton.
Yeah, and it's sad how today the young people just look at the gun. Back in the days, we didn't look at the gun. We'd have a little argument, fist fight. And we go about our business, and when next thing you know, we hugging one another, we hanging together, we became friends. Nowadays, we got young people just want to bam, bam, bam.
Uneducated, like you said.
Uneducated, and you know what's so bad? It's the people, sometimes it's the politicians that are in place that create laws that is not good for us. All it does is hurt us.
But let me say this as well, and with the current trend of the way things are going, we always, the term was always, we need people that look like us.
Yes.
That doesn't mean we need someone that look like you and I,
right?
But someone that looks like your son, looks like your daughter, so that they can relate to and say, you know what, if he's a young man and he can be there and he can be a positive or show something that's positive. But you know what? I got a couple of friends that I want to pull along with me.
Yes.
That we can show that we can make a difference, right? Because that's what people are looking for, right? That's what people are looking for, someone that can make a difference. Because, that's what we're lacking right now. We're lacking that voice. We're lacking that individual that will stand up when nobody else will and say, listen, we got to change. We got to do things a different way. Bring in different ideas, bringing in different people, whether it's men, women, the youth groups or whatever. That's what we have to show, that it's a collaboration with different people and different, age groups. So talk to us about Love Fest.
Before you get into it,
yes, sir.
I'm hearing everything that you guys are saying, and in my neighborhood, I I didn't take on a group of kids. I just took on individual kids.
Yes, sir.
And today, I see where these kids are. They're working. They're productive in the community. And I tell them, I say, man, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
You know, you got a job.
And
you're
that's what we need
working.
more of.
Yeah. And they would always say, Uncle Wallace, thank you. You know, because you're the one that inspired me to be where I am. I remember I caught a bunch of kids one day throwing rocks at a train box. You know, I said, now wait a minute, what are y'all doing here throwing rocks at that train box? Y'all better get home and get home quick. You know, well, one of those kids is up and running now in a job, you know. And he said, thank you, Uncle Wallace. You're the one that bought me a soda when I got out of school that I was trying to figure out how to get a soda, you know. Well, hey, look, you know, all that works. Man, I'm proud to look at your son, man, and see how.
That's my guy.
Yeah, see how he's doing, you know, because they say most pastor's son ain't no good, but I can see this good.
This is my baby boy. I got a couple other ones.
You know,
But it
Some great
always
guys.
Take the village. It always takes the whole village to
Yeah.
be a mentor and to be there for the kids.
Kids.
Relationship.
It's
Yeah.
relationship.
It's relationship,
You know?
and you established that with those young men.
Yeah.
Relationship. We're gonna you see it on one of the things where we talk about task force, and our meaning of task force is not aggressive. It's together achieving. I got the acronym of together achieving things in our community. It's transforming areas through service and kindness. Together advancing stronger communities, and we want to. He's talking. Mike brought up Love Fest. Love Fest, man, generated 5 years ago. Well, publicly, our church family had already been practicing Love Fest. Within just families, our church family is geared around families that desires the Lord, and you know doesn't have the greater end of the stick. You know, so my wife and I, we started feeding. We just started feeding, and we just started bleeding it out. Hey, you bring something. You bring something. You bring something. Let's pitch some tents in the churchyard, and we're not going inside the building today and worship. We're gonna worship in fellowship. And we started doing that at our church family. And so the community called out a gathering and said, how can we help Opelousas? Opelousas was rough at that time. Shooting was going on crazy. And they say, let's get Bishop Shelvin in here. And they got me in there and they said, look, we want you to come back with an idea of how we can do it. And so myself, Madeline Rosette, and Mr. Will, they appointed the three of us. They say, go. And I told those two people, I said, let me pray about it. I don't want to just throw something on the table.
Yes.
And man, we were praying, and the Lord said, I've already showed you what to do.
he'll
Bring it
never
to the
give you
community.
no more than you can handle.
Yeah.
You know?
And so we sat back at the table just as this called and said, this is what the Lord showed me to do. Bring each person that represent anything in this community together in the area. We at the North Park, the forgotten area, and show love. And Miss Madeline, she say, well, what are we going to call it? Miss Madeline goes, well, Bishop, you're already over Love Fellowship. Let's call it Love Fest. And when I tell you from the DA to the recognized criminal, I hate to say it that way, somebody who've gotten into trouble,
Yes.
is there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Divine Knot, everyone is there, and everything there is free. I'm small talking it,
Yes,
but
it
it's
is.
to experience over 100 booths of people giving food, giving gifts,
Love it.
laughing,
Yep.
dancing.
But that's how it
Entertain-
used to be in our community.
Yeah.
That's how it used to be in our community back in the days. You know, neighbors helping neighbors.
Yeah.
You know, and somehow down the line, man, I don't know how people became so selfish and just worry about oneself. And not
Integration caused it that, Oscar. Integration caused it that because guess what?
I'm not
We
gonna
got listen. We got out of our circle, okay? Where when we was combined to that circle, we had to love each other.
I think it's Brother East Allen concert at his church so many years ago. And listen, I definitely salute you, brother, for bringing.
Yes, sir.
And we was able to cover that for Digital Soul TV. But look, what I want to say is, black men in uniform. The issue right now, the national issue, and it trickles down to the local level, to local jurisdictions, to city marshals and regular law enforcement. Every time I turn on the YouTube channel, and you know, Brother Wiles, I cover that, there's an issue with police encountering youth out there on the street. Now, how do we bridge this situation where the youth who has a systemic distrust of law enforcement? And it's great that when we see a black man in a uniform, I know sometimes we say it's not about race, but it's certainly about race if we have to have some trust in the community. So what do you say, Pastor Easton, or I call you Pastor Easton, because that's how I remember you.
Yes, sir.
What do you say on how do we solve this problem with the trust with our youth? And it's a two-way street, law enforcement accountability. It's also the youth out there trusting law enforcement to help solve those issues that we are facing in our community. So I'm going to hang up and let you guys answer. I really appreciate it. Good show, Brother Wallace, once again. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Brother Jay. Brother Jay have shows all over the place. He have on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and he hosts. He really produced the Community Matter show. You know, and I'm gonna let you answer his questions.
Yeah, teamwork. Teamwork. We want to revitalize it. We want to build the trust back in the youth. Like I said, they've been misguided, misunderstood, and they looking for someone that is approachable, somebody that's touchable. I'm reminded of the story of Jesus and the woman with the issue of blood.
Blood, yeah.
And how she had to contemplate because she was secluded from everyone else because of her issue. Mm-hmm. And she had to make it up in her mind, if I can just touch something that is touching him.
Yeah, it's garment.
Yeah, I can be made whole. Mm-hmm. And I'm wanting to build a team in the city of Opelousas that is touchable, you know, and where my son won't have to just wait to speak to me, but who's ever connected to me can translate just as if they was talking to me. A team of people where you notice who is the bad apple, you pull a bad apple out, you know, because bad apple can spoil a bunch. Mm-hmm. Our youth need a trustworthy team, and that has to start somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I believe the city of Opelousas has gotten to a point where they, as the city, us as the city, say we need to build a trustworthy team. And so we have an election coming up, and the people are making a lot of noise of, hey, we're frustrated, we're tired, you know, we're getting promises, you know, a lot of things are being said, and we're not seeing anything.
Right.
I'm not going to say anything negative about even the current seat holder. I mean, I think he has done a phenomenal job. But we're in a place right now where we need more. We need to advance. We need to advance. You said it. My son's communication is not so much more of he and I. It's through phone. We're sitting in the car just now, and he sent me a text. Yes. Did you do that to me? You know, he had showed me something, and then he sent me a text. He was sitting right behind me. I didn't say nothing. But so we have found that, you know, we got to meet them where they are. We got to meet them where they are. That's what Jesus did. Jesus was on his way to the Passover celebration. And he went through where the pool of Bethesda was, where all the sick, the lame. He went all the way around to go meet the people that needed him.
Mm-hmm. But you know what's so bad about the youth in our community? It's not bad when it pertains to law enforcement. A lot of times they fear law enforcement. Yeah. And I'm being honest because, you know, sometimes what happens is we got some bad apples that will end up shooting our young kids behind foolishness.
We got a lot of cowards behind. Stay calm. We got a lot of people behind the that really need more training. And
Thank you.
being more involved in the community. And I apologize for that earlier.
No, you're right. No,
but I want you to
can't
get
say
that
it,
out.
but I can say
Yeah.
it.
I want you to get that out.
So what we want to do, man, is again like protect these kids, meet these kids. We want to, like you mentioned earlier, how we're going to do it. We want to bring into he's my prime guy, the Explorers program for the young people. The Opelousas Police Department has a phenomenal junior police program. We want to collab with them with an Explorers program through the Marshal's office, and it's one of the jewels I'm sending out through the Marshal's program, so that we don't. At the end of the summer, it don't stop. Throughout the school year, we're still bringing them in after school, teaching them, doing stuff.
Well, you know, I don't want to bring outside forces into here. You know, Marshal Reginald Thomas here.
Phenomenal man.
Yes.
He did. He's
Doing an
done
excellent job.
Excellent job.
Excellent
far
job.
as the youth, far as the community,
Yes.
and if you run your program like he's running his, or better than what he's doing,
Opelousas gonna change.
Yeah, everything gonna change.
I'm gonna speak boldly and say that's the aim we have in the Shoot Higher.
Yes.
He's setting a phenomenal mark that every martial entity should want to model after to build their community.
Yes.
He's interacting with our young people. He's providing for our young people. He's in the community. He's not just behind the desk. And he built a team.
Well, and I want you, and I'm glad you brought that last word in, team. No, seriously.
Yeah.
He built a team.
Because you don't just see him.
You see his team.
You
Yes.
see his people.
Yes.
And, you know, and I called him a couple of days ago out of the blue. And I said, man, look, I know you forgot about me, but I still love you. You know, you're a busy man. But he'll tell you this. I say, you know what? I want to congratulate you for doing something that had not been done in Lafayette, right? Had not been done. And he told me, he said, you know what? I'm not the only person that could have done this. But he says, I am here now and I'm doing it. And there were people within his team that I worked with when I was still employed that I loved to death. The 2 or 3 people who are there, whose heart has always been in the right place.
Yeah.
And I think where we get lost, and they get lost in translation, is we don't thank those people who actually care about the job that they do as far as wearing the uniform.
Yes.
Right? But you know what people see first is the uniform, and then they look to see who's wearing the shirt and the pants.
Yeah.
Who's behind the badge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they look at those things first. But the vision, or what I see with you taking over as the marshal of Opelousas, is that team.
Yes, sir.
Of people, like you say, that if they see you and they see him, they see him, they see you.
That's right.
Right? That they follow your lead, and they know for a fact that if they're going to put that uniform on and say that they work for the marshal, no, they represent the
That's
marshal.
all.
Well, that's,
You know what I'm saying? It's just like you, and I'm going to go back to Love Fest. If you've ever been to Love Fest, it is, when I tell you, this is the second year that I've actually been a part of it through my my fraternity.
To give 1,000.
The seatbelt on.
So back at Love Fest, you know, I can talk about it, but it's the team that I work with, man. We have a judge with us. We have phenomenal community leaders, business owners, retirees that has really said, hey, I bought into this vision. I want to be a part of it. The judge plays a vital role. My wife is a part of it. We have praying people that want to see the better. My son, he's a part of it, that want to see the greatness in Opelousas. One of the stories that always stick out to me was a young guy that was there. And, you know, you can tell he just came off. And he come and he say, hey, Pastor, man, I'm hungry. You give me a plate? I say, well, I got to go. He said, because they might not give it to me. I say, no, go. And he says, how much it costs? I say, it's free. He say, he say, free.
Yeah.
I say, any booth you go to,
free.
Yeah.
I say, any booth you go to,
It's free.
it's free. I say, go get you some slippers. They gonna give me that? I say, yeah, get your shirt, get your t-shirt. I say, we got t-shirts, we got books, we got whatever that could be provided at the Love Fest is provided.
Right.
Yes.
And it's a phenomenal event, man.
And I want the public that's listening to understand where this came from. It came from you. So if anyone is listening to this show, and if your church built this foundation, right? It came from your church, your team. It came from you because they represent you.
Pastor.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what Opelousas needs.
Yes,
right.
They does.
So we're telling people, listen to the candidates as they speak, and then you make your choice. You decide who you think is best for the city of Opelousas, right? Now, we have a candidate here that's telling you what he has done and that he wants to build on the things that he has done and on a greater scale. So I'm glad that you came on the show today. I'm glad that you brought your son. I'm glad that your wife is here.
Mike, before the pastor goes, I want to turn the mic over to his son.
Yeah, man.
Because I want to talk to his son, Mike. Okay? Come on, man. Let's go to
handle your business.
Okay? Young man.
Yes, sir.
Young man.
I'm glad.
First of all, I want to ask you, how old are you?
I'm 15.
You're 15. What grade you in?
I'm going to the 9th grade.
So you're a freshman in high school.
Yes, sir.
This is your first year in high school.
Yes, sir.
You know that's a big challenge the first year in high school.
Yeah, and I'm happy about it.
But understand why it's a big challenge. Because now you either got to be the leader
Right.
or you got to be the follower.
But that's what I do. I be a leader, not a follower.
Well, that's what it
And
takes.
that's what it takes. You know, okay? What are your plans when you finish school?
Well, my plans when I finish school is to work with my dad.
In law enforcement?
Yes, sir. And, once my dad works for his time up, and I hope that he would hand it to me. And if he don't, and he keep going, I will take myself and go to state police.
Well, I think he
That's
done
a
handed it to you already.
Oh, well, it's handed to me already in my mind.
Yeah.
When you become the man that fills your daddy's seat, what you gonna do for the younger generations in saving them?
Well, for the younger kids, I'll keep the junior police going. I would get other kids in and put somebody in the spot that I had as the leader of the junior police. And I would provide for the community. Like y'all see, y'all marshal out here has a school drive. I would do the same thing. I would provide free food for the people that don't have it, free clothes for the people who don't have it, which is what we're going to do when we get in office. That's a plan that we have.
I like the way he said that. When we get
You
it
know.
off. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Let me see your shoes, man.
So-
You got big shoes to fill.
So, Pastor, what people can still register to vote in Opelousas?
People can still register and vote in Opelousas.
When the deadline is?
I don't have exactly the deadline for registration, and I should have brought it with me, but I don't remember. I'm sure that my guy followed me and gonna be able to answer that one. Yeah.
So I know we're getting short on time. So tell
Mike,
them
you have the answer to that, Mike?
about what?
When is the
The
deadline
deadline
to
for
register
registration.
in Opelousas?
Oh, I guess the same as it is
Everywhere else, yeah. You know what? Speaking of registration, this is not new voters registration
I
card.
saw that. I got one.
I got one in the mail. You
Why?
know, because
The way they changed the
Politics?
way the ballot, the way the
Politics.
ballot,
Politics?
the ballots,
Politics.
the way we vote now.
Yeah, it's a politics.
Yes,
Politics.
it is a politics, but that's why they say it.
Well, I want, with the time that we have left, I'm going to say pastor, I'm going to say soon to be city marshal. Tell the people from your words, why you should be the person why you should be the person. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, I appreciate this opportunity to do that. I want to be able to fulfill the seat of the marshal office to continue to doing what we already do in the city of Opelousas, create positive atmospheres, not just events. We want bleeding atmospheres that it'll trend over, man. We do free movies nights for people who can't afford to go movies. We do prayer nights all through the month of June. We provide prayer on Tuesday on the Courthouse Square. We want to be able to continue to reach out in a community, to build the community to what God has planned it to be. In Jeremiah 29:7, he says, seek peace of the city and pray unto me. He's saying the peace that you seek, you shall find. And I believe that God has provided me to be in the city of Opelousas, to be able to bring that peace there. We're in a good place to create a peace. Marshall Mouton has created food, has done food drives, has done those things. Those things has withered away. We have connection with people where we want to bring back food drives. You heard my son. We have a heart to feed the community.
Yes.
We have plans to help kids who don't have uniforms.
It starts local.
Yes, sir.
It starts locally. So
Think that, oh, he's just community, he don't know anything about the marshal office. I do know we must provide security for our court. I know
Yes.
we have to extend silver, and we have to extend in bench warrants. We want to trim the fat off of the things that the marshal office doesn't need to do and focus on the things that is necessary to be done. And we want to do it with integrity, with leadership, and with service. We want to make the environment of the courthouse a safe place for everybody that walks in. We want to make, I believe that may be good for the employees, but we want to create it for everyone. And I know my time is winding up, so I do want the people to know that I am educated in what the marshal office is purpose of it. But
How to run the marshal office.
I'm educated on how to run the marshal office, but I'm also community oriented.
Yeah. And let me tell you, a job of a police is not just to lock people up and put them in jail.
No, sir.
Sometimes a job of the police is to educate and give knowledge.
Let me ask this question. Do the marshal office have accreditation now, or you're seeking accreditation for the marshal office?
I'm gonna say this: Marshal Paul Mouton is a great man. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would not say.
Last minute caller. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the Community Matters Show.
Yes, listen, I'm calling from New Iberia. The question, I'm watching your show, Brother Wallace. The question came up of whether or not, when is it time to register to vote. The state law requires that you be registered to vote at least 30 days prior to the election.
Okay.
That's the law in that matter. So tell the pastor from Opelousas, that's the time that you have to be registered at least 30 days before the election, all right?
Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you for that call.
Election is November 3rd, so
You got time.
we got time.
So, and that's what we
That's
need to.
absolutely right, because I'd like to see things go well in Opelousas. As a matter of fact, my family with the Myers family from Opelousas,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Herman Myers used to have a place downtown. My wife was a teacher, Miss Rose Myers. That's all family to me.
Awesome.
But again, this is the time, Frank, for registering to vote, okay?
All right. Thank you so
Y'all
very
be
much.
blessed, Brother Wallace. Good show, my brother.
You have a blessing.
thank you
And
for
that-
calling, sir. I appreciate it.
That's what we need to focus on. We need to focus on getting people registered to vote. People, even though you got a new voters registration card like Mike and Wallace, y'all still go out and vote. That
Yes, sir.
card means to go vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
For definitely. Okay. Well, Mike, we got about a minute left. You have any?
Nope. I just want to say thank you for coming on.
Come
I
on.
want to tell your son thank you for coming and being a part of this process. And we hope that everyone enjoyed the show this morning. And
Yeah.
we're coming back.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
Brother
we'll
Paul,
be back, Brother Paul.
Y'all come back now, yeah?
All right.
All right. Thank you guys for having us.
All right.
We appreciate it.